So here we are in Atlanta at Leadership Unplugged AMC 2019 with my very good friend Vicki Hamp. Vicki is the Senior Vice President for Corporate Real Estate Services for Long & Foster Real Estate. Vicki, thank you so much for being here.
Oh, thank you,
so
Peggy,
glad to have you. So Leadership Unplugged, you were in a really unique position because you stepped in as a successor of an industry legend, right? And so I am so curious about how the leadership qualities that you carry from that legend, and then how you are looking to move those along as you grow into those roles.
Sure, Peggy, and I appreciate that question because I've been extremely fortunate in my career to have many mentors that I had to follow at Long & Foster, and had an opportunity to learn from each of them. Certainly Pandora Ritchie, who is a dear friend, and I certainly have learned a lot from her. And the one thing I realized was that I had to lead from who I am, right? I had to take what I learned from them, and from Nancy Suddeth as well, and not try to replicate them, but really just to lead from who I am, and not even from the position that you're in, but everybody has an opportunity to be a leader. It's about influencing and just being sincere and unassuming, and but also knowing when those right moments are to not run away from conflict. Sometimes conflict's okay, but you just have to do it in a loving and caring way, and know when those right moments are.
So, you know, what you talked about and described to me when you talked about being a leader, you know, with the one word that comes to my mind is authenticity. To be authentic to yourself in your leadership style, to take the best from what you can. So I'm so curious now, as you look to sort of lead, you know, not necessarily you're getting ready to hire, but the next generation of people that are coming into the workforce. So tell me a little bit about how you move that along the channel.
Well, I think you have to empower folks. You know, certainly while I'm here at conference, you know, back at home at Long & Foster, everything has to run, and so my team has to know that even if they don't make the exact same decision that I may have made if I were there, that I'm going to support them in that decision. And then, you know, might have a conversation later as to maybe a different road to have followed, but I'm going to support their decisions. And again, just honest communication. They're going to let me know what maybe didn't feel good or did feel good about something I say or do, and it goes vice versa, right? They can be honest with me, and I can be honest with them.
You know what, I love that, because I feel like so many leaders frequently will take a position where it's top down, and what you just described is, you know, even though you may coach them because they may not do things the way you would do them, you leave a safe doorway for them to equally coach back when there's an area that, you know, doesn't perhaps work as well for you or for them from you.
Oh, absolutely. And I thank them for, you know, sometimes for keeping me from making a mistake, and I acknowledge it. And even, again, I think in leadership, you have to balance yourself with people that are not like you. And so hard. So we learn to balance each other out. You know, I've had leaders, I don't tend to be a really quick decision maker. So I have worked with others that are very quick decision makers, and I've had to say, hold up, wait, you didn't think about this, or you didn't think about that, and they've been appreciative of that, because, you know, I've helped them from maybe making a larger mistake, and then I've had those same people look at me and go, Vicki, you know what? There is no perfect decision here. You just have to make it and get on with it, right? And so it's about having that balance within your team.
Yeah, you know what? I love that, because so what I hear is authenticity, empowerment, and diversity. You know, three great qualities, arguably, with any leader would have. So if you were passing along any piece of advice on leadership to anybody, what would be the piece of advice? That would be our last question. What would be that little piece of advice you'd pass along?
To not lead from fear, to be bold, and to trust your instinct, and go from there.
That's a lot. That's a great bit of advice. So not lead from fear, to be bold, and to trust your instinct. Awesome. Vicki, thank you so much for being with me. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Peggy.
Yeah.